Hello, everyone. Welcome to Yelking Around. My name is Derek Mayo.
And I'm Diana Gutierrez.
How are you guys doing tonight?
Happy Spooktober.
Happy Spooktober. That's what we're going to call these little segment at the beginning.
Oh, yeah, we should do that.
Yeah,
like the month of October. Is that what
yeah. Spooktober. Oh, how was it?
I said Spooktober.
Spooktober.
Tober.
Luber. Uber. Duber. Sorry.
Goofy Goober.
Yeah, Goofy Goober. No, yeah, the reason why we're going to call it that is because we're going to present you guys a couple bizarre, scary,
Truly chilling,
scary stories. We were making fun of that guy that has that YouTube channel, no? The creepy YouTube
top
channel.
Nukes top 5.
Yeah, Nukes top 5. Let me put my headphones on.
Oh, yeah, that'd probably be important.
There you go. Much better.
Yeah, I bet.
Because I can hear myself now.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, something's missing.
Yeah.
Do I look like a gangster now? Like a not a gangster, a rapper?
Kinda, I mean.
Like a rapper? Do I look like your
Can you still hear through?
I actually can. Yeah. I actually can. Good
then
stuff.
some quality headphones then.
Good stuff. Yep. Good stuff. That's might be my new look.
Yeah, it looks nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, we were making fun of that dude. With all due respect, I love his content, to be honest.
Nukes,
He's
right?
Just a little
Nukes top 5.
repetitive in what he says at times, but I still watch it.
Yeah, his voice is very distinct.
Yeah.
The cool thing about these Nuke top 5 is that you get to see different types of scary videos from different parts of
all over the world.
Exactly. So it's interesting seeing how people from Russia react to these evil entities or ghastly entities.
Yeah, the culture is different. How they react to the paranormal realm.
Exactly. Yeah. And like I think it's in I'm gonna say China. That because there's like this YouTube show. I don't know if it's China or
somewhere in Asia.
It's traditional that if they perceive or have seen something like that's paranormal, to cuss at it, to say bad words at it.
Yeah. And it's very interesting because you see in other cultures, like for example Mexico, the tendency is to pray.
Yeah, a lot of it is to pray, but in los ranchos, I'm talking about the farms, like in the in the cerros, in the middle of the sierras.
Yes.
A lot of people, well, actually in the city I heard it too.
All right.
That cussing at things like that as well can spook.
Okay.
Like the brujas, like the witches and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. I hadn't heard that one.
But yeah, this dude's show is very interesting because it shows you different aspects of how people approach the paranormal. Basically, yeah. I think in Russia it's like a different thing, and then in a lot of like Saudi Arabia is they pray. They're like praying throughout as well. And they actually have some scary videos over there in the Middle East. Like there's some creepy shit that goes over there, man.
Yeah, if you guys have no idea what we're talking about, I recommend you go check it out.
Nukes top 5.
Yeah. A
YouTube channel. But going back to I don't know, there's so much death and so much things that have happened over there that it's kind of like hard not to have sort of a bad energy or bad vibe,
Mm-hmm.
I would imagine, I think.
Yeah.
Like I feel like places that are where there's a lot of death, a lot of suffering and terror, have a specific energy to them, not necessarily the most positive one. You know what I mean?
That's a pretty fair theory.
So the reason I'm saying this is because I've seen the videos, and there's like a video of this guy that is trying to capture ghosts or whatever. And he's going through this old building, and there's a couple of rooms, but there's no light, nothing. Everything's pitch black, and the only thing he has is his recording camera and the light that comes out of it. You know how they have a flash, so that it's kind of lit.
Okay.
So he's walking through it. and then there's nobody with him, and then all of a sudden, like, he'll hear screams and things being thrown where he already looked, like in the parts of the building where he already looked. So he already shows you where everything is at, you know, and it shows you that there should not be anybody there. And then all of a sudden he starts hearing screams and bangs, loud bangs, and what makes this credible is that it's one long shooting. Like, it would be really hard to edit those kinds of things. There's sounds a little bit, yeah, exactly. Sounds is a little more easier, you would say.
Yeah.
But when there's a sound and then there's like a reason behind it,
the visuals
makes you really fucking wonder. And it's so like basic too. Like, it looks super basic.
Yeah.
And it just looks too raw and too real, you know. A lot of people I started seeing it a lot on Facebook, which I think is genius. If you like ghost hunting, like if you have that, I'm not saying go ghost hunting, but if you like that, a lot of people, what they do is they have their footage and they go live on Facebook. So they go live while they're going ghost hunting, and it makes the video more credible,
of course, yeah,
because you have millions of watchers and people that are interested in this sorts of things and watching through the lens of your camera.
Yeah, I mean, it's also it's smart because it's credible, but it's also smart because it makes you feel safer, I'd imagine, because if something happens to you, people would know what happened, at least kind of. People will know where you're
at. Right. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
You wouldn't just disappear. Maybe you would, but like people would assume it has something to do with what you were doing.
Yeah. That would be gnarly. Like, if we experience something like that.
I'm not going to ever put myself in a situation like that.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah.
I do not want to seek that type of energy.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. That shit sticks with you.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of that shit sticks with you, and you got to be careful. You do have to be careful because you don't know what you might bring into your home.
Yeah, that too.
You know,
it's like spirits who are, because there are evil spirits. I believe that. Why would I poke what's this thing? Poke the bear with a stick. It's not like that, but like, why would I like bother them? You know.
Yeah, but there's some shitty bears out there that go to you, even though you're not doing anything.
Yeah, but I mean, I'd rather it come to me than I go to it.
You're right. But so getting into a little bit of these spirits and whatnot, I have a story for you guys.
Yeah.
I have a couple stories, so we'll see how we do on time, and then I'll see if we get to those. But should we start with the first one with the Jordi Rosalo?
Yeah, sounds good.
All right. So brace yourselves, ladies and gentlemen, because I'm about to tell you a story that is completely true. This is, I heard it and saw it on a podcast, right?
Mm-hmm.
I grew up in the 90s. In the 90s, there was this show called Otro Rollo in Mexico. And this Otro Rollo show basically was produced by Jordi Rosalo, one of the guys, who the story is about, basically. Mm-hmm. So he's very famous now. He has a podcast with another actress called Marta Higareda. Mm-hmm. She's a Hollywood actress, Mexican actress, beautiful woman. And they have this podcast where they talk about paranormal things, entities, and things that have happened to them even. Yeah. So this story is told by Jordi, okay? Jordi, this is his basically, he's always been like one of those guys that's never in hot scandals or things like that, you know. I'd say he's very transparent, you know. He seems like a very humble guy to me. But anyways, he's telling this story, okay? And the story is kind of long, so just bear with me.
Grab some snacks.
Grab your drink. I'm actually going to grab a drink. Oh, yeah,
because it's a lot of talking.
Yeah. All right. So in the 90s, like I said, I grew up watching Televisa, okay? In these Televisa is a TV network over there in Mexico.
Very famous.
Monopoly.
Yeah.
Monopoly of enterprise. And there was a host for a news channel that his name was Joaquin Lopez Doriga. Okay. He had a team of about 12 journalists. Mm-hmm. Okay. Every Saturday they would make a documentary about any specific topic, right? So he would assign this elite group of journalists who had great funding, because you're funded by Televisa, and all those shows. And he tells them, hey, the assignment is simple. You guys have to investigate a topic that you guys like. One of the guys, Leonardo, I think is his name.
Yeah, I think so. I
Leonardo.
wrote it down. I think that's his name.
This guy has won awards. He has basically been in the, I don't know how to say it, but el gremio of journalism, and has won a lot of prizes.
Yeah, he's a highly acclaimed journalist.
Exactly. He decides to investigate if there's life after death, right? That was his whole thing. He wanted to disprove this or prove this, or, he just wanted to investigate it.
Yeah, and he was a skeptic himself.
Yeah, he was very skeptical. He did not believe, very kind of just not gonna, kind of, skeptic, and, maybe even did it, saying, I'm gonna prove myself,
right,
or whatever.
Or something, yeah.
He starts doing this investigation, okay? He contacts a French family that lived in Mexico.
Yeah, and a few others, I think. Just people in general that claimed that they could talk to dead people.
Exactly,
But this family plays a key role.
Yeah. Because there's a lot of charlatans out there. There's a lot of people that say that they're talking to, the dead.
Yeah, mediums.
But they're just BSing on you.
Yeah.
So, he finds this French family, the Dre. Mm-hmm. Is it Dre or Dreson? Dre. The Dre family. This French family that was established in Mexico, and had a little girl that had gotten in an accident of some sort and passed away. This family was trying to get a hold of their little girl after the fact that she was dead. Mm-hmm. So he's basically interviewing them, and in the midst of this, he asks, well, how do you guys communicate? They tell him, we use this method called transcommunication. Okay, Leonardo asks, well, what's that? What's transcommunication? Well, apparently, and this is all being told through Jordi in the podcast, by the way.
Yeah.
So he's telling this story. I'm just telling the story that he told. And that's how rumors are. It's like, it's telephone. No, we actually did our a little investigation. We actually
we're trying to recount it as best as he told it.
Yeah, we are actually trying it. But anyways, they tell him we use transcommunication. Well, he's like, what's this? Well, transcommunication is, for those of you guys that don't know, it's basically a method that they use to communicate with the dead. How do they do it? They have a tape recorder in one end. Mm-hmm. Okay, and the tape recorder has to be completely analog. It can't be digital. It has to have a cassette that you put and record. And then you have to have some sort of fondo, a backing of some sort.
Yeah, an electromagnetic.
Yeah, something that has electromagnetic energy, right? So some of the things that have this sort of energy are things like the static on the TV, that that white noise.
Running water.
Mm-hmm. There's that type of fondo is what they call it, a backing of some sort. And then on the other end of this, it's another tape recorder with completely analog as well, new cassette, where it records the answers to whatever you're asking the evil entities, because they communicate through this backing, through this white noise.
The entity.
Because they're energy, that's why, that's what he says, or how he explained it. So knowing this, he starts doing investigating with them. Okay, and how Jordi starts kind of playing into this whole thing is that his sister, Heidi, right, is her name? Heidi starts dating Leonardo.
Well, I guess they were married.
Or married, yeah. Well, now they were. I think they were kind of dating there. Oh. But they were together. They were together. Leonardo is doing this investigation, finding this amazing evidence, good evidence, that he's keeping all of these top secret, because is supposed to present it in a documentary. Towards the end of this time, he decides to talk to his, I don't know, wife
partner,
or, partner at the time. He decides to tell him, hey, I'm doing this documentary on the afterlife and if there is one. And, I'm trying to answer all these questions. He says this to Jordi's sister. Allegedly, Jordi says that his sister is
a medium.
And or what's the other one? Clarividente, isn't there?
Oh, clairvoyant.
Clairvoyant, yeah, clairvoyant. Thank you. And she's basically a pathway, for, I don't know, the lives after death, the spirits.
Yeah, and I guess she claims that she's been like that ever since she was a child, that voices have always spoken to her.
Yeah, and Jordi was the complete... you guys got to watch the podcast. If you speak Spanish, it's in Spanish, so go watch the podcast because they have a really good one. And he was very scared. Jordi was very scared as a kid, a scaredy cat.
He had to go his mom.
Yeah, exactly. He had to go to therapy, and they're complete opposites, right. But I was going, and then so
Heidi becomes involved.
Yeah, Heidi becomes involved because he tells her, hey, I'm doing this investigation. So she goes to the French family and basically acts as a vessel to talk to their daughter, and then eventually she's such a pathway for these people that she starts communicating and connecting with all sorts of entities, right?
Right.
Jordi
without wanting to, even.
Without wanting to, exactly. While this is happening in the life of Jordi, he's not aware of this, right? So another big piece of this is that Jordi's mother passed away. Mm-hmm. Okay? Jordi is such a scaredy cat that in his deathbed, he told him...
on her deathbed,
sorry. He told her, if there's an afterlife, don't contact me. Like,
if there's a way to contact me, don't contact me.
Basically, yeah.
And basically, the mom asked him not to summon her either.
Yeah. So they keep this promise. Eventually, she passes away, and skip a few years ahead. Jordi is just living his life regularly, and his sister is kind of doing this behind closed doors, because she knows that Jordi is a scaredy cat. Terrified to do this. So in the midst of all this, she starts to tell Jordi that things that are happening to him, like kind of like in a clairvoyant way, like predicting, or it's like Jordi says a cool word. It's like someone's telling you time. Mm-hmm. That's the phrase he uses in Spanish. Te están diciendo el tiempo. Mm-hmm. It's a very interesting word, or phrase. Sorry. And apparently, every time something was going wrong with his business or anything, if he was anxious or stressed about something, his marriage or whatever was going on in his life,
she
knew. The interesting thing is that he even says it on the podcast, which I admire him for doing this. He says that he doesn't have the connection with his sister that he would like to have. That's how real this guy is. I mean, he's putting his things out there,
Yeah, and that's why he was so surprised that she knew what was going on, and the advice that she was giving to him was relevant.
Exactly. Yeah, everything that she told him was relevant.
Yeah.
So one day, in the midst of all this, she she contacts Jordi. Well, she basically tells him an event that happens in his life, a very specific event that hadn't happened, and then it happened, and then he's like, okay, you got to tell me what's going on. Every single time you're guessing what's going to happen, you're always accurate, you always kind of know what to say. He's very weirded out about this, you know?
He's freaked out.
He's freaked out to the point because it's so clear and so detailed. She tells him, okay, I gotta tell you something. Clean. I gotta come clean, exactly. It's been years, or it's been a time where I've always been very open or sensitive to energies, to spirits. Unlike you, I've always dealt with talking to people that are not in this world anymore. He's like, don't joke with me like that. He's very scared. He's like, what do you mean? What are you talking about? What is this? And then she says, yeah, I've even been able to talk to our mother. And our mother has told me that everything that has happened. Yeah. Like in premonition, So he's like, don't joke with me. You know how I am. You know how I feel about my mother. Our mother, sorry. Don't joke with me, Heidi. She's like, I'm not joking with you. Then she goes and does something for a friend or something like that. Like, basically, one of Jordi's friends dies.
One of Jordi's friends
dies, and she's like, I have a letter that somebody dictated to me, and it's for your friend. Yeah. And apparently Jordi gave it he didn't believe, so he gave it to the friend, and the friend started reading the card, and the card says things like very specific
things that only the dad and him would know.
Exactly. So yes, she's corroborating herself with these little things of evidence, Yeah. To the point that Jordi is like, he's like,
maybe I should believe in this.
I should start probably looking into this, Being scared, she offers the tapes of her and her mother talking.
Yeah. And it took him a while to actually listen to those because he was working up the courage.
But before we got to the tapes, he basically wants to test this, right?
Yeah.
And tells her, well, you got to prove it to me. I need to ask three questions. Was it 3 questions?
I think he said it was 3, but ended up being 4.
Okay. And the questions were...
I got to scroll down here.
What were the questions?
First one is where you are a better place? The second thing was, is there life after death? Third question, do you see people who have already passed away? And then the last one, is there a hell?
All right. So, he asked these very specific questions, and he actually got very detailed answers.
Yeah.
Back. Mm-hmm. What happened with the whole documentary, right?
Yeah. We'll get to the answers in a little bit. Be patient.
The evidence was so strong that they had to put I don't know how do you say it? Like, they didn't
they didn't air it.
Air it, exactly.
Because
they suppressed it, right? Yeah. They didn't air it. They said
it was too intense.
It was too intense. The evidence was too real.
Yeah.
For the Mexican people at that time,
Yeah. And just to go off a little tangent, it's quick, but it reminds me of how before COVID, the new season of Black Mirror was going to come out. Remember that? And then they decided not to because they thought it was too intense because of everything that had happened.
Wait, was that a thing?
Yeah, it was a thing.
Is that why I actually was thinking about Black Mirror today.
Yeah, they delayed it because of that. Because they thought it was too intense for the environment that the world was going through.
Me.
It's
really?
True, yes.
What the fuck? Whoever's making Black Mirror, if you don't know what Black Mirror, go check it out.
Yes,
go check it out.
It's a good. I'm waiting for the next season.
I'm their little slut.
Yeah,
I love it.
But going back.
Yeah. where was I lost myself.
The questions.
Oh yeah, so
or that they had to kill the.
Yeah. So they didn't end up airing the show or the documentary.
Yeah.
The evidence was so strong.
They didn't want to freak people out.
Yeah, they didn't want to freak people out exactly. And after a while, Jordi decides to listen to the tapes.
Yeah.
And these are the answers that he allegedly got.
All right. Do you want me to dive in?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So, first question is where you are a better place. And I kind of translated basically what she said. So just pretend like this is through her words. Yes, but I have a job. I oversee a lot of people. That's why I won't always be able to talk to you. There will be a point where I am unable to contact you at all. You go through different levels. Souls help other souls. I'm happier than ever. You are happy all the time. Everybody has a role.
Wow.
That's basically what she said to that answer.
Yeah.
And then
it reminds me a lot of the idea of like this purgatory type of realm, the in between.
Yeah.
Not necessarily where, I don't know, like maybe where time and space, dissipate or fuse or something, something that we cannot perceive or see.
Yeah. But I'm intrigued by the level part. What does she mean by levels,
Yeah. I mean, by levels, I feel like, I don't know.
But I mean, you're happy all the time, so I mean, that's chill too.
Maybe you're assigned a task, after.
Yeah.
Maybe you're assigned some sort of task, and in order to go to hell, heaven. Sorry, in order to go to heaven, hell.
Oh God.
We'll get to the hell part.
Oh yeah, the hell part is a little.
But in order to reach heaven, you have to go through these levels,
like help other souls.
Yeah.
Probably that's what she was saying.
And that could take an eternity.
Yeah.
That could be an eternity, and maybe that's what heaven is, helping others and showing others how to, love themselves eternally. I don't know,
Yeah,
but
who's to say? We don't know.
It's just something that she said, and I feel like it would make a lot of sense.
Yeah, I mean, imagine this happening to you yourself. Like, if my mom was... I already believe in heaven and all of that. But if my mom said that to me, it would further reaffirm my belief. And that's basically what Jordi said. Like, he's a Catholic. Mm-hmm. But all the answers that she said, like, made him believe even more.
Yeah.
Should I move on to the next question?
Yeah. Let's move on.
Is there life after death? She just said yes. Do you see people who have already passed away? She says, yes, but only people you want to see. And I think that's so cool. It's like, if you don't want to see someone up there, like, you don't have to, because it's heaven,
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Not being able to see someone. But does that mean that you still know of them?
Oh, I don't know.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
Obviously, this entity seems pretty conscious even.
Yeah. I don't know.
I feel like she even sees things. Like, how does time work? Is she seeing things in real time, or is she kind of stuck in her, like, I don't know.
Well, I don't know. The idea of heaven is that it's eternal, which, I mean, is a kind of scary thought.
It is very scary. I don't know.
I remember.
I don't know if I have this eternity is something it sounds beautiful and romantic, and maybe I'm mistaken, obviously, but because I don't know what eternity might be, but it's a scary thing not to think about a ending.
No, yeah,
of an actual ending.
Yeah, I used to think about this all the time as a kid. Like, I scared myself so much going to bed thinking about, oh, I'm gonna go to heaven one day. I'm not gonna live forever, and that idea scared me for some reason.
Like, yeah,
it's like, wait, why doesn't it end? Like, I'm gonna exist forever. That idea is terrifying to me. Even though I'm gonna be happy, because what's the meaning? What's the meaning of life after death?
Honestly, you're making me think a lot of things now.
I thought of all these things at age 10.
I'm a little high, so I'm just like, what the fuck is going on?
No, but it's scary, and I think a lot of people have
like romanticize eternity, but not necessarily like think about eternity as,
Like, think of it realistically.
And you know what makes that kind of real is the fact that you know what, like, you have a better understanding of ceasing to exist, I feel. And also the joy that comes with that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, because in this life, we know it's going to end. So that's why we value it, correct?
Exactly, yeah.
So in the afterlife, it's going to always end. So what would be the point of... This is getting very philosophical.
No, let's take it there.
What would be the point of being morally aligned, you know? If there's no consequences after. You're already in the afterlife. So what's the point of being good?
Well, she answers, right?
Kind of. She's kind of very vague in her answer still.
Yeah.
A lot to think about.
Yeah. Well, she's just understanding the world in a different way, though.
Yeah, there's no way to know until we die.
Exactly. Maybe it's just as simple as that, you know, because she's seeing it. She's feeling it, you know. And she's just like, it's just this.
This is it, fam.
What do you mean it's just this, you know? Like, it's just this. You know, I've been dead for so long. It's just this. What do you want? Like, you know. But there's transcommunication, so maybe people need to communicate. No, I'm just playing. I don't want to endorse that here.
It's not a bad thing, but just don't mess with it. You know, you have to be respectful to it,
you're right.
And not just take it as a joke. Because I feel like a lot of people, for example, with the Ouija board, they're like, "Oh, I'm gonna talk to someone." Like, this bigger deal than that. I don't take that lightly.
No, I don't touch a Ouija board, man.
No.
I've seen people play it like right in front of me.
Oh man.
I've seen people fuck with it, you know. And I've seen people get nervous, you know. People say that nothing's gonna happen, you know, but people get nervous, man. Yeah. People get nervous. Like that shit ain't no joke, son.
They used to sell that in Target.
Yeah, what the fuck was up with that? Like, wasn't it like a kids game?
It was sold in the board game, or what is it called?
Game board section. Yeah, I think it was like something that young kids, like, it was marketed towards young kids for some reason.
Probably. Like, it was marketed as a game.
Whoever, yeah, such a fucking weird thing.
It's messed up. I want to look into the history of Ouija boards, but yeah.
Maybe we can talk about that on the next podcast.
We can find some stuff.
We can probably find some stuff.
Of course.
And see, sorry, I'm trying to fix this thing real quick.
No, you totally good. I'll make a note to look up the Ouija board stuff.
So, so let's go back to the Jordi story, because we completely went off.
So basically you can only see people you want to see. So I think that's cool. And the final question, is there a hell? What she essentially said was, we make our hell on earth. You repeat every evil thing you did in the afterlife.
Damn. Just like a psychological...
You kill someone, it replays.
Just like a psychological...
Torture,
yeah.
Yeah. It feels very fitting, though, because when I think of hell, the idea that was always presented to me was a fiery pit.
Mm-hmm.
Or layers of hell, like different levels. But this makes more sense to me.
I know, don't quote me, but I'm almost 100% sure that the idea of hell was definitely something the Greeks made up.
Okay.
And that was Hades. Like,
could be.
And I'm talking about the representation of it as a furnace. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's just, we don't know. We don't know what that is.
Yeah.
You know? It could be metaphorical.
Yeah.
You know, very metaphorical. It could be, you know, I really hope it's not as literal. You know, I think there's a lot of symbolism too.
Yeah.
You know, there's just metaphor, symbolism, things that we don't know. And not only that, it has been translated over the fucking ages.
Over and over.
You know?
And there's a lot of mistranslations.
Yeah. And not to say that there isn't wisdom, there isn't a lesson, there isn't a message, there isn't power in there, because there's power in words, you know. But yeah, I don't know. The whole idea of hell, you know, talking about it again, is just, I don't know. It's bizarre. It's I don't know. I feel like it's very it has been touched by a lot of hands.
Yes.
It feels like, tampered with, because it's a powerful tool, because it's fear.
Yeah, and I was actually going to talk about that a little bit, that I feel like a lot of people have the mentality or the belief that hell was a creation for used as a fear tactic, which I understand that theory, but at the same time I do believe there's a hell, but I feel like it's more of what Jordi's mom was describing.
That seems more real to me.
Yeah, it makes more sense to me.
Yeah, because she made it seem like these lives or these entities were going through hell, but there's people like helping them as well. Like there's a process. They're learning. They're like, it felt like everybody was teaching, like how she made it seem like it was everybody. Obviously, there's evil entities as well. You know. If there's a good, there's a bad. If there's a yin, there's a yang.
Yeah, exactly.
And those stories are also very real. We got a whole Hollywood behind it.
But after listening to that story, you couldn't sleep.
Yeah.
I fortunately slept through the story. So.
Yeah, you slept. It was like 3 a.m. when I was listening to it. It was ridiculous. But yeah, no, it shook me.
Yeah.
What she said shook me. And not only that, the conviction that Jordi has in his voice,
Yeah, how can you fake that? It builds his credibility even more. That's
exactly.
why I believe the story.
Exactly. It's just like, and he's one of those guys, like, if you watch the show, I've grown up watching this guy, seeing what he produces. Great fucking producer.
I did, but.
Yeah, he's just, he really is just an open book. Like, he's actually one of the greatest selling authors in Mexico. He has that weird thing that he's just started educating people by doing these research books that he put out for the youth.
Yeah, I love that. I love how he's using his platform.
Yeah, and he has always been that person. He produced Otro Rollo, which, if you're from Mexico, a lot of people know what Otro Rollo is if you grew up in the 90s. Amazing fucking show. My dream,
because even I remember watching it as a kid.
Yeah, my dream as a kid was to go just to one show.
Aww.
Just to one show of Otro Rollo. But I was young. I was like 13, and
that's adorable.
And the innuendos, the edgy humor, the monologue that Adal Ramones. I was loving that.
Yeah.
I wanted to be that. I was like, yeah, that's awesome. I love what he's doing. He brought basically like this whole late night type of setup to Mexico, and he fucking hosted Adal Ramones, and Jordi produced it, and basically they were next to each other all the time. So they kind of partner in crime. But yeah, no, it's he's a very awesome person, honestly, a person that now is doing this podcast with Marta, and Marta also has a very crazy stories. Like, those stories are fucking creepy.
Just go watch, as we said. Oh, it's called De Mucho un Poco.
De Mucho un Poco. It's a Spanish podcast, unfortunately, if you're watching, but they talk about everything and anything.
Yes.
In a very cute manner, because
they have great chemistry.
Yeah,
too.
they have very great chemistry, and they're very. You could tell they're genuine people, really, like, very wholehearted people.
Yeah.
But I guess we can tap into another scary story.
Yeah, go for it. I'm excited. I have no idea what you're gonna bring up.
All right. So you've heard of these creepypastas, no?
Wait, I was actually gonna tell you about, like, we should read a creepypasta.
Oh yeah. And we'll read one next time for sure.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. All right. So you're already breathing hard.
I like creepypasta.
Right. Okay, so there's this guy that goes to Jordi Rosalo's podcast, and he's telling this stories that he has like this scary story YouTube channel or whatever, and people tell him their experiences. Sorry. And so they go to him, and now he's hosting, the podcast. He's an invite. not hosting.
Okay, so it's like an interview between them?
Exactly,
okay.
Yeah. So it's like a Zoom meeting.
Gotcha.
Between 3 people.
Good old Zoom. 3 people? Oh, so it was both Marta and Jordi?
And
okay.
Marta, Jordi, and then the other
Gotcha.
guy. I can't remember his name, but he has a YouTube channel in Spanish.
All right.
He's telling this story, and it made me it creeped me out. It creeped me out, and hopefully it creeped you guys out.
I gotta get some good sleep tonight, so we'll see how this goes.
Oh yeah, you got a test tomorrow, huh?
I have a lot of things to do tomorrow.
Oh fuck, man.
Go for it.
Well, so they send him this story. The story is about this group of guys that go visit their grandfather.
Mm-hmm.
Their grandfather lives in the sierra, in el monte, in the mountains, in a ranchito
somewhere
over there in Mexico.
Basically.
In Mexico, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So all these friends and cousins go up to this cabin that they have over there where he lives. They're having fun, your typical activities, farm activities,
Mexican shenanigans.
Yeah, your typical Mexican shenanigans. And they start telling scary stories, they do the campfire thing, and everybody's like, yeah, tonight let's sleep outside.
That's fun. Sounds fun.
Yeah, let's sleep outside, and we'll just like camp, basically. Everybody's like, yeah, let's do it. The grandfather goes, and he is sleeping in his bed,
In the house?
In the house, yeah. And then the kids kind of stay over there, and then they kind of keep talking about, scary stuff, as you do as a fucking teenager, or right now. They start going to bed. Sorry, I'm thinking ahead.
Gotcha.
So, they go to bed, and then one of them wakes up because he hears something walk outside of the typical,
I hear something.
I hear something outside the camping tent.
You guys hear that? Sorry.
You're fine. So he thinks, it's so and so, probably talking to his girlfriend on the phone.
Okay.
It was like 3 a.m, which also we know that 3 a.m. has a very
the devil's hour.
That's what they say, the witch's hour or the devil's hour. You know why they call it why is 3?
I actually don't. I've always wondered that.
Apparently, it's something to do with it's like the darkest point of the night. Of the night, yeah.
Okay, like literally the darkest.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like the darkest, yeah. That's what they say.
Okay.
I don't know. Don't quote me on that. But that's apparently why the most dark,
Yeah.
where no light exists. He thinks, it's just so and so talking to their girlfriend or whatever. And then he doesn't hear that he comes back, and he's like, what the fuck? So for some reason he goes outside to pee, I think, and he's taking a whiz like in the middle of the night.
The same one who was listening to the other stuff and checking out the noises. Okay.
And the noises. Oh, I completely went off tangent. So the creepypasta is the story. It's called the goat that laughs.
Okay, that's the title of the story.
That's the title of the story.
Okay. The
Sorry,
goat that laughs.
Yeah, because that's important.
Okay.
So he starts hearing these noises. It sounds like somebody's killing a goat.
Oh. Like you hear the cries of the goat.
The cries of a goat. Afar, he wakes up, he's like, oh, what the fuck is going on? He finally ends up going outside, knowing that it's nobody, it's something else, not a cousin or anything like that. He's curious, he goes outside. Exactly. And he hears this, and then afar in the ranch, there's a what do you call those? The swing. There's a swing. And he sees that something's swinging on it.
Okay. He's probably making that creepy sound.
Yeah. And then he hears laughing.
Oh, Lord.
You know, like, but it's not just like a human laugh. It's like a goat laugh.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm getting goosebumps now. So it's like a goat laugh, right? And then he starts getting closer to the swings.
Wait, I'm scared.
And you know, he's moving through the. Sorry, I have to press yes here.
Okay.
There you go. So he's moving through the trees and shit.
Like getting closer.
Yeah, and he sees
something swinging.
A goat.
Oh no!
He sees a goat on a swing, and this is probably the creepiest part. He sees how he knows is a goat because he sees hoofs pushing off.
Oh, what the hell?
And the goat is like some sort of human hybrid thing, or it's shaped, or I don't know. It's swinging and it's laughing. I can't remember exactly what happened, but he goes back, or he goes inside the cabin or something like that.
Okay, at least he didn't approach.
No. He fucking
booked it.
Or he screamed. I can't remember. His grandfather ended up coming out with the shotgun.
Oh,
you know.
So he was.
Everybody else was still sleeping, so he was very discreet. You know, he was very discreet. He went running, you know, on the cabin, and goddamn, you're actually scared. So he goes grab his grandfather. You know, his grandfather sees that he's fucking scared, and you know they go and they investigate, and there's nothing. Not anymore.
The goat left.
So he talks to his grandfather. And he tells him, so you saw it too? You've also seen? I've been seeing that ever since I think your grandmother died or something like that.
Oh, what?
She passed away. One time she appeared in front of me. And I know that it wasn't her or something like that. And he's been kind of getting tormented.
By the goat?
By this entity, goat. I don't know what the fuck it is.
The devil.
The devil, yeah, probably.
Yeah, probably the devil.
Yeah, I mean,
it's a goat.
Yeah. But anyways, yeah, he tells him, yeah, you've been seeing it too. And I'm like, he's like, yeah. And they wake up everybody, tell him, hey, you know, my grandpa's not feeling good because he's late at night, and we should go sleep inside. You know. They're that scared. Okay. Like, go sleep inside. Yeah. So they sleep inside. The next morning, he's explaining what happened, and yeah, his grandfather apparently has lived there for a while now still, and ever since they've struggled to visit his grandfather. They actually haven't visited. I think now their grandpa just goes visit them.
Oh, really?
They haven't gone visit their grandfathers ever since.
Oh, that's scary.
And the reason why it's like a creepypasta because people read the title, The Laughing Goat, and it's just like, no mames, you know, like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
You know, but what they saw was definitely sinister.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and fucked up.
That's scary. Damn, I would try to get my grandpa out of there. The fuck?
Yeah, apparently he just, for some reason, he felt like he couldn't go.
Probably because of all the history.
Yeah.
Probably felt attached to the house and whatnot.
Whatever it is. I mean, not to say it's not creepy, though.
Oh, no. It's fucking creepy.
Fuck that house, dude. Burn it with fire.
Yeah, I don't think I would go back either after I seen something like that. I don't think I could.
There's a lot of ranch stories. You know, when you tell scary stories in the middle of nowhere in a little ranch in Mexico, it hits different, man. Different. It really does. My I can't remember one, but right off the top of my head, my grandma used to tell me all these scary stories back in the day.
Oh, really?
Yeah. She told me one time that there was a breeze coming in from one of the, if I can remember correctly, there was a kind of like a cold breeze coming from one of the windows in one of the rooms. And she said that she went to see what it was, or to close the window. Sorry, she went to close the window, And apparently she said she saw these kind of crow just looking at her.
Oh.
In the middle of the night.
Yeah.
She kind of, I think she shooses it away or something like that. And then in the next morning these are tales, right? But in the next morning she woke up like with something on her face, like sick, or like something in her eyes. I can't remember.
Oh, what?
Yeah. And they said like somebody had sent some sort of curse.
Well, yeah, crows are an omen for all that.
Well, yeah.
Creepy shit.
The raven.
Oh, is it a raven?
Well, I don't know. The raven is different than a crow.
Yeah, they're different.
I'm talking about Allan Poe, since he wrote The Raven.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
But crows are scary. I don't like crows. They
do give me a bad vibe.
I don't remember if they're one of the only or the only bird that recognizes faces. So they can remember you. They're
very smart creatures.
Yeah.
I mean, they're kind of cool too. I mean, if you really think about the crow and the abilities of a crow, they're kind of cool.
I suppose so.
But they're definitely, there's definitely something creepy about it. But maybe that's something that we've learned. You know, maybe they're just normal birds.
Maybe, yeah.
You know, but for some reason we affiliate them with death. You know.
Yeah. Dang. I've never had anything creepy like that happen to me before.
I have a scary story that my uncle told me once, actually.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I think I've told it before on the podcast. But I'll tell it again if I haven't. Because I can't remember.
Okay.
Let me see. I'm gonna try to remember as best as I can, man. I haven't practiced these stories in a while. You know,
or you can save it for another time too.
Or maybe I could do that. Yeah. Maybe I should just do that, huh? Just
refine the story a little bit.
Refine the story. Really think about that way. I'm not, making a fool out of myself.
Yeah.
I already do that enough. Making a fool out of myself.
Ew.
Do you have anything that you want to talk about today? Actually, it doesn't have to be scary. It could be something else too. We might need something that's not scary because people might shit themselves.
I was gonna say, if you guys want something positive, I have something.
Yeah. Of course.
I want to talk about
other negativity that's not scary.
Yeah, let's talk a little light.
Let's lighten it up.
About Britney Spears.
Oh yeah.
How last week a judge suspended her father as the conservator of her estate and all of her personal affairs. So she's free of any ties to him.
Wow.
Unfortunately, the conservatorship is still in place, but right now there's another temporary conservator in place. I guess there's two different ones. Mm-hmm. This dude named John Zabel is temporary conservator of her estate, and Dodie Montgomery is the conservator of her person until December 21st of this year. However, they're both going to be in court November 12th to see if the conservatorship is even necessary at all. So it might be eliminated, and that's...
Hopefully, man.
Yeah, I mean, 13 years, she's basically been a slave to her dad.
There's bigger monsters in Earth.
She doesn't even have... I was watching the new documentary of Britney on Netflix, and this part that really struck me was, I think she has 2 kids, if I'm not mistaken. And how even if she needed to buy school materials for her kids, she would have to ask her dad permission. She couldn't buy her own stuff for her kids.
Well, what weirds me out is that they're so rich and that they... But it is weird. Yeah.
She's so wealthy, yet she didn't have control over her
that's
life.
Crazy. That is kind of insane now that I think about it, yeah.
But I love how she's been so appreciative to her fans, basically saying that it's all because of her fans that she's making progression to regaining back her life.
This definitely is going to be one of those things where if Britney was already a pop icon, like this is just going to hopefully close the full circle of, who Britney Spears was. Because she well deserves it. She was a fucking great singer in her prime, or she still is a great singer. And she's a great
dancer too.
I mean, that girl is hard work.
Yeah,
that girl is hard work. 100%. But that's awesome that she's liberating herself from these horrible chains.
Yeah.
Fuck, dude.
Yeah, I'm so happy for her. So we'll see where that goes.
Control, man.
There's a there's a rumor, I don't know how true it is, but that she's going to stop performing, which, I mean, I don't really care. You know, that's her choice. She's been under that type of pressure for so many years and not even willingly her choice.
Yeah.
You know? If she wants to stop doing that, then that's on her, you know?
Hopefully, honestly. Yeah. Hopefully. Sorry, I'm looking at the mic.
Oh, okay. I thought something was wrong.
No, because it's coming in, and okay. I just noticed it. They usually have like a little light that's on here, but it's not. Is it good? Yeah, it's good. It's recording. Right. I don't know what kind of magic is happening. But no, that's awesome that she's finally getting herself out of there. You know, that's fuck, dude. Poor Britney, man. You know what? No one deserves that. It's just control, man. Control is. It's an evil thing, man.
Yeah, if you love something, you gotta set it free.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. You gotta be willing to let something be free in order to show your true appreciation for it.
Yeah, the more you try to control something, the less they're gonna be receptive to you.
Mm-hmm. Or if they're receptive of some sort, some way, it's not the correct way.
Right.
You know. Yeah, they're under free
Britney.
Awesome. That's great news to end the show. Yeah. You know, that's light. I guess we can also finish with the Facebook story that we had. Oh, well, not story, but obviously, if you guys this week, there was
on Monday.
On Monday, I think. No, yesterday. No. Or was it yesterday?
No, it was on Monday.
On Monday?
Yeah.
So on Monday, Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp went down. Mm-hmm. I think it was like 5 hours that they went down.
Worldwide,
completely. So with all of this, there's a lot of speculation, theories, you know, things that come up out of this story. But not everything's theory, and not everything is not factual. There's also a lot of things that came out of this story. One of them is basically people were, to begin, it's scary to think about something like Facebook being down.
Yeah, period.
You know, because people lost a lot of money. I'm talking about millions of dollars. People that do advertising, people that use Facebook as a company, as a market, you know, to sell products, to just create some sort of wealth off of it. So those people lost a lot of money. With that time, Facebook was down. You know, that aside, it's just scary to think that we're just so connected through all these applications, and connected in quotations, you know, connected in the sense that we have accessibility to people's lives so instant.
And it's even if they're across the world.
Exactly. But as soon as everything's down, everybody's like, okay, how do I communicate?
Yeah.
You know, because like in Mexico, they use WhatsApp a lot, because I think over there, like if you send a text message, they charge you like per text message still, like the cards that you buy. Yeah. So a lot of people use WhatsApp in order to be able to communicate without having to have a card. Like they use messaging through Wi-Fi. But no, they use WhatsApp for those reasons. A lot of them, so they didn't have a way to communicate. Not only that, like it's just recently Facebook has gone into some hot water as well.
Yeah.
Well, Mark Zuckerberg too. And the reason that he got into this hot water is because a whistleblower came out, right? This person that was on a higher rank in Facebook and product management or something like that. Product manager on Facebook. Her name is Frances Haugen.
Okay.
Basically came out and offered a whole bunch of information to Congress. The reason being that she had spoke to the higher ups on Facebook and said, hey, Facebook is hurting people. Instagram is hurting people, you know, and articles have came out, you know, saying, yeah, it's fucked up what Instagram is doing to teenagers, what Instagram is doing to people, to kids.
Yeah.
And in these documents, she also revealed how they refer to kids as a code word. They have a code word in Facebook, and they refer to kids as untapped wealth. So they see it as a monetary gain. Of course. The attention of kids.
Yeah.
And not too recently, the project that they had with Instagram Kids had to be completely detained because because of the things that have been happening with Congress and Facebook.
Yeah.
And these social media apps. So she comes out. She tells Congress, I'm this person. I was able to collect evidence throughout the years, and here it is. Facebook is bad. Facebook does not care for the people. And she basically puts this case. Well, I don't know if it happened. I think it happened. There was a meeting not too long ago, because, with Facebook, this is happening right now. Like, this is hot right now. She is basically having a conversation with Congress right now, and she's thoroughly explaining this old generation of congressmen and congresswomen that are in the Congress, and whatnot. She's explaining thoroughly in a way that they understand what's going on with this Facebook fiasco, basically. And they're like, "Hey, we need answers, Mark. We need answers."
A lot of pressure on him.
Exactly. As of right now.
She's been in such hot water lately.
Yeah. Well, it's because he's been doing something. He's capitalizing in a very sick way. Really.
Yeah. Very, very shady.
Very shady. Some of the greatest minds work for social media. Mm-hmm. We've seen this.
Yeah.
There's, the social dilemma.
Yeah.
Great minds work for social media to create some sort of control, to develop these gambling techniques, almost, these addicting techniques. That's why apparently when you go like that on your feed, how you go like that, that's designed after the gambling machines. Like when you see that, because every time your brain is like receptive to getting something new, so it becomes addicted to it.
Yeah, for sure.
And now they I think I heard also that they, like Congress, created a Finsta, fake Instagram.
Congress?
Yeah, people that work for the Congress, they created, that are investigating this whole situation with Mark Zuckerberg and how Instagram and all these applications are functioning. Their team, a government team, created a
Finsta?
A Finsta, basically, where it was like a 13-year-old girl.
They pretended to be a 13-year-old
Exactly. They pretended to be a 13-year-old girl.
Oh, what?
And basically what they saw is like they were the girl, quote unquote, was following healthy stuff, like nothing bad. And then she started to get like things about how to lose weight in an improper manner, an unhealthy way. And then, kind of throwing their anorexia and bulimia and all of this, sicknesses
so
that come up.
They did their own experiment.
Exactly. And it came out that, they were receiving things that were toxic.
Yeah.
Toxic for people and kids and whomever, So, you got to be careful.
Social media is fucking toxic. Yet we still use it.
Yeah.
That's the toxicity of it, I suppose.
Yeah. We've become, it's sticky. It's very sticky.
Yeah, because it somehow reels you back in.
Exactly.
With all the cute dog pictures and funny memes.
Well, and she also not the congresswoman.
The Finsta?
What's her name?
The
Francis.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, she also said that there's good things about this. It's not all bad.
Okay.
It's not all bad either.
So
she said, and
positive.
the reason why I remembered is because she just said the dog thing. And she said something along the lines like, we still have pictures of our family,
Yeah.
pictures of our loved ones, our dogs. There's still a lot of positive things that could happen through social media. The thing is basically the lack of freedom of expression thing in this, I would say, theatrical world that Mark has built. Where he is the puppeteer.
A lot of suppression of ideas.
Exactly. Just the friction that they've caused.
Yeah, you got to think
among the populace.
Do the advantages outweigh the disadvantages, or vice versa?
Yeah, you got to be able to discern and step outside the just Facebook. Yeah, fuck, dude. Yeah, so right now they're in hot water. Mark and his whole Facebook team. Instagram.
I can clearly see why. I really can.
Yeah, and now apparently this woman, which I don't know how she managed to have the balls. That's incredible. Like, I feel like now there's a red dot on her now.
Oh yeah, for sure. She should feel proud of herself, though. That takes a lot of guts.
That does, and I think it needed to happen. I think someone needed to have that, and
of course.
I would even say that it's smart that she's putting herself in the public eye. I feel like that's how she would feel protected. Like, hey, this is happening to me.
Yeah, and if something happens to her, then they'll know why.
Yeah, it would be very mysterious.
That's true.
I
guess in a way she kind of feels safe, maybe. At the same time.
I don't know how she feels,
Who are we
but
to say how she feels?
Yeah, exactly.
But good for you, Francis. You go, girl. It is a girl, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But were you saying that there's a theory surrounding the outage, or?
Oh yeah. Well, this weekend, not this weekend. What? This week, a couple documents were filtered.
The Pandora Papers.
The Pandora Papers.
Yeah, I was gonna bring that up.
And apparently, these documents, it's like I don't know how many millions of documents that
it's long. I looked at the official site. I was like trying to read it and to prep for today. It's really long.
Yeah, it's millions, I think, of documents came out, literal millions, about people that were, for the most part, rich, or they were recognized government figures,
celebrities,
even celebrities, basically that have been avoiding taxes or laundering money through bank systems in islands and such.
Yeah.
Which, sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna name bomb a few of them.
Yeah, go ahead.
The one that shocked me was Shakira.
Oh, the celebrities?
Yeah, Shakira, Elton John, Ringo Starr, Claudia Schiffer. I had to look her up. I guess she's a model. And then some few politicians.
A
lot. Yeah, some few. Quite a few, actually. But some of the most ones that stuck out to me: the Prime Minister of the Czech Republic, the President of Cyprus, close associates of Vladimir Putin. So his name wasn't directly in there, but wishy-washy there. And and Ukraine's president.
All those.
And many more.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's thousands of people.
Yeah.
And a lot of people think, well, this isn't news, we've known this, but I think something needs to start being done, man. Like, why are these rich people just avoiding taxes, evading taxes, and nothing is being done to them?
Yeah, and what I was reading up on it was that technically it's not illegal. However, I do see a big ethical problem in that.
110%.
If you're not being taxed on your money, then you're not serving your people. Like, the point of taxes is to help
the populace.
Country. Yes, the populace. And especially during COVID. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. A lot of people, it's just they are corrupted by money.
Yeah.
By money and power. Having 3 mansions is not enough.
No.
That fourth one is where they'll feel comfortable,
Yeah. And one that I kind of wanted to bring up was the ruler of Jordan. His name is King Abdullah II. He had a secret $100 million property spanning from Malibu, Washington, and London.
Jeez.
He declined to answer the questions that people asked him, but basically he was saying that he didn't feel like he did anything wrong. However, Jordan blocked the website that the Pandora Papers were were on. They blocked. I think it's from the ICIJ website. But hours before the Pandora Papers launched, they blocked the website.
Wow.
So I'm like, if you don't feel wrong about it, then why would you go about blocking it?
Exactly. If there's nothing wrong with it, yeah.
Exactly.
If there's nothing wrong with it, exactly. Well, and that's looping back. There's we're gonna put our little tinfoil hats here, and the conspiracy is that these big entities, these powerful, people behind the Pandora Papers, or that were in the Pandora Papers, told Mark, hey, we need to suppress this.
Yeah.
We need to suppress this news. So the theory is that they created, apparently they created an outage, and apparently it was due to servers,
Yeah, it's too much of a coincidence. I believe it wholeheartedly.
You think so?
I believe it.
I mean, it's not far from the truth. I mean,
let me ask you something. When you hear something where's, I guess, of newsworthy, where do you look at, how do I word this?
No, I got you. Yeah.
Where's the primary source of news?
Facebook. That's where most people are getting their news
and
from.
Me too. Sadly. However, I do look, when I see a news line, I don't really click on the story. I usually just do my own research.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's people's primary source of news.
Yeah. Yeah.
Social
don't
media.
Just read it. No. Don't just. Yeah. You can't just read it.
Yeah.
What I do is I grab the title.
Yeah.
And then you go to Google.
Yeah,
and
that's
then
what I do too.
You look at different things, and you corroborate that way. You cross, and then you create your own perspective. Yeah. Yeah. But
yeah, that's why I believe it. It's too much of a coincidence for not. I just do.
Yeah.
Do you believe it?
Yes.
Or is it a piece? Oh, okay.
Yes, I do believe it.
We're gonna get shot.
But I don't want to get shot by the Russians.
Oh God.
No, actually, they're cool. But no, I just I can't believe it. Yeah. Well, there's the Russia history, and there's a lot of things that cool things that have happened over there that a lot of people are not aware of, because they're kind of demonized. The Russians are, true. That's where I'm coming from.
Yeah, I understand.
There's great authors. Some of the most romantic love stories have come out of Russia, and a lot of people don't know that.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. But yeah, this is news. This is how we end this show.
Yeah, I want to end it with a fact.
Okay, go ahead.
At least $11.3 trillion in wealth was involved with those Pandora Papers.
Oh, Jesus Christ, man.
The offshore.
There you go. That's a way to end it. And that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
For those of you guys, go type the cifra, the amount on Google.
It's a lot of zeros.
It's gonna be it's definitely gonna have a power to 10 to some power. Yeah. But anyways, let's get into our section called What's Your Bop? What's your bop for the week?
My bop is the Neighborhood's new single called Fallen Star.
Fallen Star by the Neighborhood.
Yes.
There you go. I haven't heard it, so
it's pretty good.
I need to hear it though. Mine is gonna be from Balvin's new album, which he's into some hot water right now, like a hot dog.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
But we'll talk about that in the following podcast.
Yeah.
Ecstasy, stay tuned. If you speak Spanish, go do it.
Español.
But the name is, ya se me fue el pedo. Billetes de 100. That's the name.
Yeah, featuring Mike Towers.
Mike Towers, yeah.
Oh, that's such a good song.
Billetes de 100, J Balvin, Mike Towers. We got to see him this week. We didn't even get to that.
I know.
We didn't get to that. Well, real quick, I'm just making a blog for the month of October because it's also my birthday month.
Yay.
So I'm just collecting different pieces of footage, hopefully making a decent vlog, something fun for you guys to watch. And in this vlog, I go to Vegas, see Sergio, who was formerly in this podcast, and also go see Mike Towers with the whole squad. So stay tuned to that.
Yay.
But yeah, Billetes de 100, J Balvin, on his album Jose, and then on the next podcast we'll get into what's going on with him. Well, thank you so much, guys. If you guys haven't subscribed, if you guys would like to hit those buttons right there, the bell notification and then the thumbs up or thumbs down, whatever you guys want to press, I don't care. Just go for it. Have at it. No, subscribe. At least subscribe, you know.
Yeah.
But anything else that you got?
No, just thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.
Be safe out there.
Be safe, and don't let him spook you. Stay tuned, because all these months we're gonna be doing scary stuff. So we'll bring more of that. If you guys like it, give it a big old thumbs up. You can follow me on Instagram, DerekMayo92 or 92, DerekMayo92, and TikTok, and you'll be able to see snippets of this on there. Word. Thank you so much, familia. Thank you so much, Joking family. Hasta luego. See you next time.